Greetings, learners. Welcome to another math session. In this session, we'll be looking at the nature of roots. So, for the question that we are given here, we can see we are given an equation which looks like a quadratic equation. So, the first step that you need to take note is to know the standard form for the quadratic equation. So, what's the standard form for a quadratic equation? You have what? You have ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is the standard form of the quadratic equation. So we can see that this equation here is already in its standard form because we can see this p plus 1 here is the coefficient of x squared, which is a. This 2p is the coefficient of x, which is what? Which is b. And then this p plus 2 is what is the constant, which is what? Which is c. So this equation is already on its standard form. So what we need to do, we need to check the question that we're given here. Let me write it in this side. For 1.5.1, so we need to determine the value of p if the roots of the equations are equal. So to determine the roots of the equation for which are equal, what do we need to do? We need to find the discriminant. So we need to find the discriminant of this equation, and it has to equal to 0. So for the roots to be equal, the discriminant has to equal to 0. So let's find the discriminant. Our discriminant in this equation here, we know that the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so our b here in this equation, we can see it's what is there is the coefficient of x, which is 2x. So 2p, not 2x, 2p. So 2p, we need to square it because b we square, minus 4. What is our a? Our a is p plus 1. So p plus 1 is our a. And then our c, what is our c? Is p plus 2. P plus 2, it's our c. So let's solve. So 2p squared, we know it's what is 4p squared minus 4. Okay, let's multiply these ones in brackets first according to BODMAS. So p times p, we know is what? It's p squared. And then we have what? We have plus 2p plus 1p, which is 3p plus 2. Okay, so the next thing we do here, we get rid of the brackets, multiply everything by 4. So this will have minus 4p squared and then minus 12p and then minus 8. Okay, so the next thing here, we group the like terms. We can see minus p and 4p squared and minus p. Minus 4p squared is what is, this will cancel. 4p squared minus 4p squared will be 0. And then we'll be left with what? With minus 12p minus 8. So we'll have minus 12p minus 8. Okay, so this is our discriminant, right? So we already stated that our discriminant has to equal to 0, for which we'll have the roots of the equation to be equal. So this discriminant, which is minus 12p minus 8, has to equal to what? 0, right? for these to have roots that are equal. So the value of p in this case, it will be what? It will be 8 divided by 12, right? When we solve, we get uh, this will be 2 divided by 3. So our value of p will be 2 divided by 3. Okay. For the next question, it is 5.21. So for 5.21, we need to determine the values of p, and p should not be equal to -1, so that the above equation has roots for which are real, rational, and unequal. So for these to have these roots, what we have to do, 1.5.2, okay? So the discriminant, right, for us to have the real roots, rational and unequal, it has to be greater than 0, okay? So remember, we calculated our discriminant. Our discriminant is what is -12p minus 8, okay? So -12p minus 8. So this should be greater than 0. So when we solve this, we'll have -12p greater than 8, okay? And then we have what? P will be less than, y less than, we need to divide here by -12 and divide here by -12 to get rid of this 12 here. So this sign will change because we divided by a negative. So instead of being greater than, it will be less than. So p, which is what? Negative, right? So this will be our final answer. So if we can simplify this further, our p will be less than -2 divided by 3. Okay, so that's the values for uh, 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 p. And we need to take note that p should not be equal to -1. We can see that the values here, p is not equal to -1. Okay, so we have come to the end of today's session. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next video. Thank you.